So when you first met Tupac, he was cool, he was humble. So if I'm not mistaken, you and Tupac had an incident, right? So when did it change between you and Tupac, where you met him for the first time, he cool, he humble, then out of nowhere he just started changing?
The first incident I had with Tupac was, which it was with one of his members of the group, the Outlawz.
Which one?
Napoleon.
Okay.
Now, understand, me and the Outlawz were like the best of friends. We were all cool, super cool. But this also can lead you into the dynamic of what it was like being on death row and how you can say something to somebody else get the word of it, and as it goes down the line, before it gets to somebody else, it's changed. I've always talked to the Outlawz about working on their album. They always ask me for beats. So one day I just happened to come into the complex that we all stayed in, and I'm looking for Napoleon. And all I say is, hey, anybody seen Napoleon? Yeah, okay, tell him I'm looking for him. It's all good. Maybe 20 minutes later, somebody's knocking on the door. It's all the Outlawz, except Napoleon. I'm like, what's up? It's like, oh, you looking for Napoleon? I'm like, what you mean I'm looking for Napoleon? Yeah, I'm looking for Napoleon. I'm looking for all you dudes. She's like, no, you looking for him. I'm like, the fuck is looking? Yeah, I'm looking for you guys to give you a beat. Oh, that's all it is? I'm like, yeah. Oh man, you need to call the studio. So I called the studio. Let me talk to Napoleon. They click me over. Pac answers the damn phone. He's like, who is this? I'm like, this is Kurt looking for Napoleon. Napoleon, here that nigga is right here. He's on level 10. Like, Napoleon get on the phone. I'm trying to talk to Napoleon. Like, what's up, man? He's like, oh man, you looking for me, nigga? I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for you to get your beat. Oh, you ain't looking for me? I'm like, I'm looking for you to give you a beat. In the background, you got Pac. Hang the phone up on that nigga. Hang the phone up on that nigga. Get off the phone with that nigga. You know what to do with that nigga. I'm like, it was click. I'm like, damn. Okay, wait a minute. Is that Pac? Pac knows who I am. Like, what the fuck happened? Like, how did this get to this level? So I'm talking to the Outlawz, man. Talk to Napoleon. Like, I'm trying to give him a beat. That's what it was all about. Come to find out, one of his cousins had changed the story around. It was like, man, Kurt, looking for you to get you. You know what I'm saying? And Pac bit into that, and it was like, but I'm like, that's not the same Pac that I knew. Like, it would have never been rah-rah, like, let's whoop this nigga ass type shit. And from that day on, it was like, I gotta kind of watch this dude. Like, I don't know what then got into his head, but for him to flip-flop from the way I knew him, and take it before this, when I gave him that beat, he came to me. I had actually left the studio, and he came to me, and everyone, when I came back to the studio, everybody was like, Pac's looking for you. I'm like, okay. I didn't take it like Pac's looking for me to whoop my ass. None. They're like, Pac's looking for you. I'm like, what's up with him? Oh, he want that beat, man, that beat. He want that beat. I'm like, what beat? The third beat you made. I was like, oh, okay. Then I seen him, and he was like surrounded by girls at this table. So I go over there, I'm walking past, and they're like, man, what's up with that gangster beat? And I'm like, man, I got it for you. I'll have it touched up for you probably like Monday or something. He's like, okay, whatever, no, whatever. That's the kind of thing we was on. Like, it was no beef, no drama, but I'm the same dude. Like, you didn't even give me the opportunity to talk to me. It was just like, nigga, fuck that nigga up. Something's changed. You know what I'm saying? He's on some rah-rah shit. So that was the first situation that I know, like, Pac was on something a little different.
What was the second incident you had with Tupac?
The second incident had more to do with a friend of mine who was, you gotta understand, we ran in cliques. You can basically say it was Danny Boy's clique, Dog Pound clique, Tupac's clique. Danny Boy's clique was more associated with Suge's clique, which you more or less had to deal with Suge. And at that time, you more or less had to deal with Danny Boy. You know what I'm saying? Like Suge, Danny Boy, Tupac. They were like this. It was Suge. On one side, it was Tupac. Other side, it was Danny Boy. Because Suge had adopted Danny Boy, and that was like his son in an instance. So it was like, when you're dealing with Danny Boy, you're dealing with baby Suge. So we got into an incident over in Cabo that I still don't have the answers for the fullest. But it had something to do with Danny Boy's jewelry getting stole. And come to find out, it was his assistant that stole it. But in hindsight, I found out that the way Suge looked at it, like me and this other dude named Troy, which was Danny Boy homeboy from here, from Chicago. And it was like a mafia movie, to put it like.
Right.
We're in Cabo, Mexico, right? No laws, you know what I'm saying, for what the fuck we doing. And it was after the video shoot, we all been drinking, and it was like, it was party time. We can go to a club. All of a sudden I noticed, like, where the fuck are we going? Because it's like darkness for like the last hour and a half. And we get into the middle of, I mean, it's like nowhere. And the van stops, and it's like, Troy, get out the car. So Troy gets out, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Then about 20 minutes later, like, Kurt, get out the car. I get out the car. I see like Suge, Tupac, Hammer, OFTB, Dog Pound. Okay, the lawyer, Kenner.
Yeah, David Kenner.
David Kenner's right there. So we get out. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit all about? So Suge is like, you know, we all family around here. You know how we get down. He has Danny Boy in the headlock. Like, you know how we get down. It's like he's the mafioso, though. You know how we get down. And cigar and everything, whole show. And I'm sitting there like, I don't even have a smirk on my face. I'm just really like a little tipsy. So I'm sitting there like, I know I don't have no problem with anybody. So I'm like, yeah, I know how you get down. Yeah, you get down. All of a sudden, a fist hits me. Boom! I don't go down. I shake it off. I'm like, okay, I just got hit. I'm looking forward, still looking at Suge in his eyes, like, I'm actually looking at him like, what the fuck is going on right now? So I'm looking at Tupac like, why is he smirking? Like, what the fuck is going on? So Suge kind of looks at me and I'm like, okay, damn, you didn't break the way I probably thought you was gonna break. And he go like, you know what? You family. Hey, he puts me in the head like he say, if you ever need anything, you're part of everything. And if whatever's going on, you super family. But then he takes my boy, Tupac, them take him somewhere to the side where nobody can see. I found out later they like beat him up. And I'm like, why the fuck that? I talked to him like, why they beat you up, dude? And they was like, man, I don't know. They thought I stole the jewelry. They said that I was a groupie, that they've been watching me on camera and all this and this and that. And I'm like, Tupac was there. He's like, yeah, Tupac told Danny Boy to like really, punch me and all this different stuff. And I'm like, damn, this dude is really wilding out on everybody. I cannot trust him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he know this dude didn't steal a thing. You know what I'm saying? It was like, are y'all really like making a movie right here? And it just showed me something about him, like just different. Like this power has really got to this man's head. He was beat the fuck up. I had a busted lip. I ain't gonna lie, from the dude that hit me. It was bus stop from OFTB. 6'2", 350. I was like, 5'6", 45, maybe right around then. But they just took me in like family. You know, Pac and them came back around later on. It was like, you know, you cool. And Hammer was like, oh yeah, you're family now. I'm like, but I'm still looking at this shit like, man, I'm here to make music. Man, I'm a producer. What the fuck? I've seen the Godfather movies. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not Godfather land. You know what I'm saying? This is Death Row Records, but I guess Death Row Records is what it is.
So that shit really was getting to Tupac head. That Death Row, the M.O.B., Suge Knight, Pyru's, all that was really getting to Tupac like that. He was really wilding out like that.
Yeah. He was really wilding out.